What up, y'all? It's your boy, Jimmy Dukes. Here we are for another podcast as we continue our Who Is series. We sit down with different content creators, man, and we got a fun-loving guy here today on our podcast for our Who Is series. I met Hulki Boi a while back through Reef. Super nice guy, very entertaining guy. I had the opportunity to actually meet him in person during the ATL meetup a couple weeks ago. Months ago, I guess. And man, he is exactly what he was on camera, man. It was genuine. Shout out to Reef. He ended up setting that
1,000.
up. And I pulled up to this place where we're all hanging out, and Chrissy was there, and Hulki's big ass was there, man. And he gave me a big ass hug. It was so awesome, man. So without further ado, welcome our guest, Mr. Hulki Gaming, or just Hulki Boi. My bad, just Hulki Boi, right?
Yeah. Trust me, I mess up on that too. Trust me. I gotta catch the flow of saying it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on here, man. And this is something we spoke about, and we already had a sit down a while back during the ATL meetup. We got to sit down and chop it up a little bit, man. And this was a little side thing I wanted to get with you, and I'm glad that we were able to sit down and talk about, you as a content creator and different things we got going on in the world, man. So I appreciate your time, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you allowing me to be able to be out here, man.
Hey,
it's
man.
a great opportunity.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you.
that's badass, man. And you have a great voice. Yeah, it sounds great.
You like that?
Yeah.
Hey, no lie, low key, it was kind of because of you. Yeah, I mean, you were the first people that I talked to about the DSLR mics and stuff, or XLR.
Yeah, XLR. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
no, but that's good.
You're one of the first people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And that's, people spit game to me. And if I see somebody like wanting to pursue or do something more serious, like, hey, this sounds a little bit better, check this out. Because I never withhold information, especially if it's gonna better somebody. And somebody taught me, let me teach somebody else, kind of thing.
That's right. That's
right. Badass, man.
And half of the people might not even do it, even if you give them advice. You can give them all the keys, but they won't even open the door.
Hey, it's what I'm saying, man. You gotta open up the door yourself. You have all the keys, man.
Absolutely.
Well, I got some questions for you, man, and this is an opportunity to, get to know you a little bit more. I got to sit down and talk to you in person and meet your beautiful wife and your kiddo, man. That was so badass. But where did Hulki Boi come from? Like, was that a name given to you? Did you give it yourself, or like, where did that name come from?
So Hulki Boi, it actually originated from like Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. And that's not because I'm a big guy, but more or less because I have a little bit of like natural strength, and I used to help out with a life group to help people move for free, part of this church that I went to. And my boy was like, man, all right. I used to carry like refrigerators and dryers out the house. Yeah, by myself. He's like, okay, Incredible Hulk. And that ended up going to like, I used, everybody had a nickname in softball. And at the time I was playing softball as well. And they was like, what's your nickname? And I was like, well, my boy calls me Hulk. And from there, it just
progressed.
Hulk. And then my friends out in, shout out to Sophie, gaming with Sophie. She used to call me Hulki Boi. She was the first one to call me Hulki Boi. Like Johnny Boy almost.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I need a rebrand. And Hulki Boi Gaming came up from that. Yeah.
Nice. That's a great story too, man. Like that's
thanks, man.
I always like hearing the stories, because sometimes they're like, oh, just this happened and here's a name. Or this, or some people give themselves, but that's a great story, man. You're big ass fucking moving shit around, and I just kind of I could relate to that too, because like with my name, it was my name, and then Dukes was like part of Bloodsport, and then they just kind of they put Jimmy Dukes in front of it, and then Jaime Dukes, and just it goes from there, because people have fun with the names, and they're just kind of stuck. You know what I mean? So a lot of people.
Wait, you say what Dukes? What was the last one?
Well, remember Bloodsport? With Van Damme? It's an old 80s movie. Well, anyways, I love that movie. And I was out of town when I was a teenager, and I was recreating one of the scenes, and one of my friends just called me Frank Dukes. And that was his name. Then it just stuck to Dukes, and then they just put Jimmy in front of me. And then Jimmy in front of it, and then that was it. I was 13 years old. My 17-year-old friends called me Jimmy Dukes, and here I am, Jimmy Dukes, fucking 20 years later, still the same name shit.
It's crazy. Doc talks about that all the time. How you teach him but not me?
Right?
That from that movie.
So that's what it was, man. But I love hearing the stories, man. So that's interesting that, you're helping out with those folks, and then, you're playing softball, and that's cool. They kind of relate to that. So give us a quick background about yourself. Where'd you grow up? Did you grow up playing video games?
Yeah. I grew up south side of Virginia, not too far from the North Carolina border. I actually moved to the capital of Virginia, Richmond, about 11, 12 years ago now, and been here ever since. Love it out here. Growing up, I did play video games, but not so much on a competitive level. I come from a really big family, so like I'm the baby out of all of my, at the time it might have been like 35, 40 cousins.
Damn, got a big ass family.
Yeah, really big family. My mom is one of 14, my dad is one of 10. So
amazing.
So I grew up, it's funny because I grew up like, since I'm from like such a big family, to me, I saw it as a team. So my entire life, I played sports. So I have a natural competitive nature about me, especially with my cousins. All of them played sports. All of them played video games, like when they weren't playing sports and they were in the house. And like we always would play die. I don't know if anybody else played that, but basically you could keep playing as long as you're winning. So that gave me the competitive side even more, that like, I want to get good at this game so I can keep playing the game.
Right.
And so everything from, I mean, we started on Atari. Sega is where where we really focused on playing die. Everything from like Mortal Kombat,
hell yeah,
Sonic, the original.
The Mortal Kombat though on Sega, yeah. I remember playing that, bro. I remember playing that. Was it right? It's a back down forward block, and there's freaking scorpions that'll. I was like, the fatality. So all the combinations you started learning.
Yeah.
So bro, what was one of your favorite games growing up? I mean, you talked about you named some few. What was like one in your brain where like, man, this is an awesome game?
I kid you not, man. Spiral, the dragon, the little dragon.
Okay.
I kid you not, like, because I didn't grow up playing Call of Duty or, like that. But like, for like, as far as like how a game developed and evolved, I really love the way Spiral looked in Crash Bandicoot, man.
Oh, nice.
I feel like it was a lot of games back then. Yeah. But those two in particular, I just love the story of like the underdog really trying to make its way through the world with all the different challenges. Then
nice. And that was you with all your 20 cousins, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Trying to make a name for myself and the family.
That's what's up, man. So, you talked about, you said you played a little bit of games, but not so much. But how did it lead to like even you seeing a stream or like how was that when you first saw somebody streaming? What were you like? What's this? What's going on here?
I was like, I don't know why people watching this. Like, no, like my first like real encounter with a stream. I mean, a big streamer, that was kind of a different experience than a smaller streamer. The first like kind of streamer that I watched was a streamer by the name of Yuppie Killer at the time. I think he goes by YK now of a Facebook and Twitch. And I was like, okay, this guy's pretty cool. And I think it was BO4, if I'm not mistaken, Black Ops 4. And from there, I met a few, I then like went from his stream to other people's stream, but like Dr. Disrespect, my favorite streamer, content creator of all times. He was the first one that my little brother-in-law, he was 12 at the time. And he was like, man, you got to see him. Doc is hilarious. And Doc was playing Fortnite and PUBG. And I just remember watching him like, this guy looks crazy.
Right?
He's got the mustache, the fake mullet, like
the glasses on.
Bro, and he back then, like this was, 3-4 years ago, he was like still holding like crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Like, 30,000 plus viewers. And I remember being like, it's something about that where it's so many people watching the same screen and this guy's performing. He's funny. He's like super witty on his toes.
Yeah.
And like he's competitive and good at a game. Yeah. I'm like, it's some energy here that's really weird and different that I've never seen. This is not like playing sports and you watching somebody on the field.
Yeah, no, it's different.
Mm-hmm. It's so different. And I was like, wow, it's something here.
It's crazy because I remember the first time I saw Doc, it was like that too. I was like, who the hell is this idiot? Wearing glasses, and I'm like, I don't know anything. I'm just being ignorant,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just watching the numbers of the CCV of like how many people are watching, and then like I go on YouTube, and that's when I was like, then I saw freaking Ninja, and then Tim the Tap Man, and this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't know about it. So you're talking about you see them and you jumped around like to the smaller streamers and saw the bigger.
Yeah.
So how did it lead to you being like, I want to try this. I want to do this. How did it lead to that point?
Man, Sophie, it was really actually Sophie, and a combination of just playing games. Like I remember Sophie let me play a game with her. She had like open lobby day, and I was just like, oh man, I'm playing with a streamer, somebody that I can hear my voice on their stream.
Hey,
And it's so funny because I connect that to like people when I run open lobbies and people don't know me, and like I can hear myself on the stream, and then I can hear myself, and I just like it kind of takes me back to that.
that's cool.
But like playing with Sophie, gaming with Sophie, man, it was really nice. Her community was really like they were really just open and loving when I first came through. I mean, the whole time I've known them. And I was just like, wow, they thought I was funny, and people were like, hey, you should stream. And I'm like, I don't even know where I would start.
Right.
Like, I don't have this stuff. I got a console.
Yeah.
And that's about it. You know?
So you got encouraged by you just being in there and just hanging out and supporting somebody that you've already liked and just being a part of community.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of was like, hey, you should do this. And you're like, it wasn't even thought in your brain until that.
It wasn't. Yeah, because I didn't want the attention or whatever, none of that. I didn't want to be in front of people's faces. I just wanted to make people laugh.
Right.
It's something about the energy of like, I say things that I know is stupid, but I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah.
And then if somebody else laughs,
it's a win.
It's just like it amplifies it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win. It's a win all around.
It's cool
And I
that
was
you
like,
say
I
that.
like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like one of the things I've always enjoyed about you, and I've gotten to know you over time and watch you, is like you are so entertaining. And it's not a front, So when I got to meet you in person, you were yourself, and I like seeing that. I know people have personas and they do certain things on camera, but that was genuinely you the whole time. And I was even saying like, man, you're so entertaining and you're more than decent at every game that you play. So it's fun watching you play. It's not like you're funny and you're terrible. You know what I mean? You're funny and you're playing decent, because you have to have those in combo, because sometimes somebody might be really funny and then they're just shitty at the game and they're just holding that, or vice versa. They're really good at the game, but it's kind of hard to keep the chat going and the conversation going because there's a multitasking that's all happening at the same time, man. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, we got chat going on, we got the alerts, we got to make this, a controller, my mic, the camera.
Rotation of circles.
Yeah, no shit. We're pushing right. Hold on. Hey, thanks for the like. Oh shit, thanks for the donut. Oh, hold up. So I've seen you like getting better and better with that. So it's cool watching you do that.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, man. So you started doing it because you were in Sophie Gaming's chat. You got pushed into it. So when you started, like, how did you figure like what platform? Like, what was your thought process? Okay, I'm gonna do this. So what'd you go through?
Well, so I ended up just reaching out to Sophie, like in the DMs, and her mods and her were both messaging me on like a good place for me to start. I was like, I don't have a lot of money. I got this console, and they were like, oh, well, you can try Mixer because it's easier because it's built in and the integration. I tried Mixer, man, no traction.
I think I did Mixer for like a month,
dude.
Yeah,
Mixer, it worked for some people, it just didn't work for other people. And I went from Mixer to then Twitch with no camera, and because I didn't have a camera. And I think I found like maybe like a little $10-15 webcam at a thrift store, and I hooked it up, and I still didn't really have all what I needed. And then I slowly progressed. Once I got like a few things, like I had a little computer, but it wasn't really working like that. I was like, I'm just gonna get on Facebook and see what happens. And because of Sophie, no lie, dude, that first stream on Facebook, because of her and her community and the people she networked with, I got in the Level Up program that stream.
Wow.
And that was that. I'm not lying, dude. That's awesome. My biggest stream still to this day.
No, but that's so badass. Yeah, that's cool. So like when you're obviously you tried the Mixer thing in the Twitch, and you're like, all right, let me start taking this serious. Let me get the parts together, because you saw that the product that what she was doing. It's like, you know what? If I want to be taken serious, I have to kind of do all these little things, right?
Yeah. And it's levels to this.
Yes, there is. Yeah, man. And I don't hate on anybody. I say it every damn episode when I talk to people. I don't hate on anybody trying to do this. It's tough. and people do it for fun, and people have different aspirations and reasons why they want to do it, which is cool. You know,
Yeah,
it's cool. I like seeing people try. You can't ever hate on anybody trying anything in life, whatever it is, not just this.
Yes.
If somebody's trying to shoot a basketball, they keep missing, you laugh at them, then you go out there and you try to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, why are you giving this person a hard time for going out there and shooting the basket and missing 100 times? You know what I mean? But yet they're out there still doing it. Just like a lot of content creators, they go live every other day and they still do it and they enjoy it and they don't care what anybody thinks. So I respect the crap out of that, you know? So, so for you to be like,
that.
yeah, man, because, you know, obviously like numbers come and go, but for you to sit there and you said, hey, that was my best stream, and still to this day, still you took the time to keep progressing and getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. I just can't get comfortable in it. I realized very early that, one, I'm not doing this to get famous. I'm not doing this to, like, you know, make a crap ton of money. And like, I remember even Rasta said it. Somebody asked him in the chat, they were like, man, I'm thinking about streaming. You know what I'm saying? You look like you're doing pretty well for yourself. And I remember Rasta being like, yo, if you think you're doing this for money, you go get in this for money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I can promise you're not going to make any money off of it. Like, I mean, it's so honest and true. Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that, you know, we are fortunate to get, you know, donations and people support us, and like, but to be on that level to making a living with it is like, if you think that going in, you're, how you're saying, like, if you're more honest with your journey and you try to figure out what you're trying to do with this, you have a better shot. I'm not saying that you're going to succeed, you know, but if you being realistic and, you know, doing your homework and watching people and figuring out what you want to do is, absolutely, you know, it's a leg up by you just being honest with yourself. Because I've seen people like, oh, I'm gonna stream every day for a month. Fuck this is not for me. You know, there's nobody showing up. Hey, you tried, but
that's right.
You tried your way. Did you try doing this? Did you try to tweak? Did you like the trends? Are you paying attention? Did you have a camera? Did you have a schedule? You know, did you have a schedule? Like, you know, that comes up in conversations all the time. And when people come into my streams, I'm sure with you, like, hey, I want to do this. Well, hey, do this, do that. Look into this. You know, you want to give honest opinions and advice. Because some people are like, oh, I could, I'm cracked. I play Warzone. I play Madden. People show up, man. Like, good luck. Oh, yeah. You know, I want to watch.
And, you know, I admire their hunger. And because you know probably as well as I know that, like, in this field, you get really discouraged a lot of times, because it's like you do so much and you put so much time and effort, and when you don't know when the sun gonna rise and you're gonna have some type of good feedback from the work that you put in, it's very just like throwing darts in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if you're hitting it or not. It can just, you know, randomly hit the algorithm, and it can be nice, you know?
That's crazy that you say that. So, like, going into my next question, what's one of the biggest challenges you've had with streaming, and like, how did you overcome it?
I think one of the biggest challenges, and I just said this in the stream recently, is being scared of wasting time. Like, that's something that I personally struggle with. Of like, if I'm doing something, I want something good to come out of it, or at least some type of result out of what I'm doing. And I once had a bad dream that I was an old man and I wasn't doing anything near streaming, and nothing came out of streaming. And that was like, I woke up and I was in like a cold sweat, like, yo, like I miss birthdays to do this. You know, I miss like, it was things that I miss with my family. It's times I was just hearing my son cry in the room. And like, it's things that people don't realize, that doing this type of content, it will have you like sometimes second guessing and being like, I hope what I'm doing is for a good purpose. But then I get reminded that, like, when somebody's having a bad day and they message me and they look for some type of positive reinforcement, they come to the stream just looking for a laugh. Like, I was able to do that. Like, and you know, the balance thing is tough as well, man. So I would probably say those two things, they go hand in hand. Having balance in your life where you're not just doing content and streaming all the time, And then you got your family all mad with you
Yeah.
or whatnot, you not being there or whatever, and time wasted. It's all around time, man.
Yeah. So like you've gotten better with it, obviously realizing that those were issues, is one thing, because a lot of people might not think of it, because I've had people say, man, I can't because my wife or my kid, and like they always find a reason why not to, and that's fine. I understand that. But when it comes to this, you have to kind of find the time and, kind of plug in the effort to get what you want out of it. Because if you half-ass it, you're not going to get anything out of it. And even if you go all in on it, you're not going to get back what you put into it too. So that continuous like feeling of failure and wasting time, it goes through our minds all the time. It's like, man, I wasted an hour on that video. Nobody likes it. I do a reel and it pops off, and then the next day I do a reel and it does shitty. So it just kind of like an emotional roller coaster, man.
It is indeed.
For real, dog.
I'm like, damn, did I just get depressed? I was like, it is.
Yeah, so God. I appreciate your time, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and get off now. I'm already getting old. So what?
1,000,
right? So like you talk about the challenges, and you went on to it a little bit about the balancing. Like what is the biggest failure that you've had? Maybe just not this last year, or just overall as far as streaming wise, and like what do you think happened and why you failed, or why what's like a failure, like dang, but yet you came back from it?
I think it's I don't look at like failure. I have a weird way of looking at failures now. I don't look at everything as a failure, even if I don't get what I was looking for. I look at it as like a learning situation.
Well said.
So like, even if it didn't go the way that I wanted, I don't count that as like a necessary a failure. Like the thing right before we went live, I was having issues with my camera, and like that to me, like audio issues, visual issues, like if something's blurry or it didn't come out sounding the way I thought it was, I was like, that makes me unhappy, because I'm like, I want it to be good, but then I just focus on making it better.
Nice.
That's one of those things to me that it's probably that part. Like I'm still not at the quality. I have the tools, but I'm still not at the quality that, like, your camera's beautiful. Like it looks good. The saturation. Like I pick up stuff that I like that all the time, but like if I look at my stuff later on, like you go back and watch your stream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I didn't realize that my stream was looking blurry.
Yeah.
And nobody told me.
Yeah.
That part is really tough.
Yeah. So it's not like failures. It's more like learning experiences. It's
bro.
Yeah. It's cheesy to say, but I have that same mindset too. Like, you know what? I didn't it's a failure, or this didn't work out, but it's like, all right, what can I do to not have that happen again, or avoid it, or make it better next time? Because obviously we're going to run into problems and issues and failures and learning experiences all the time. It's just how you continuously keep going through it.
Yeah, bro.
That
Kanye
mindset.
West had it in his book.
Yeah, that mindset.
Just like you said, the mindset. Kanye West had it in his book that life is 1% of what happens to you and 99% of how you react to it. And like that's literally like I'm there. It's like you can't tell me different. That's just how I think. So I just work on trying to still every day, man, try to get better and better quality and learning about my equipment.
Yeah. And that's a perfect segue for my next question for you. Like, how do you keep that motivation going? Like, obviously, I know you work full time, you're married, you have a kiddo, and you have a lot of things going on. How do you keep that motivation to come back and keep working on those things and keep failing and keep moving? Because I know you've been streaming for how much now?
Yeah. Since the end of 2019, so almost 3 years.
See?
Roughly.
And like how many people do it for a couple months, even a year, and they're like, this is not for me. Or they just kind of go on and off. Because one thing I've noticed about a lot of the people I kind of gravitate toward, and like they're constantly always trying. There's not like a big gap in periods where the hell's Hulki Boi? It's been a month. It's maybe like a couple days here and there, and like that's one of the hardest things that people don't realize, that motivation just to keep going regardless if not going your way. So how do you keep that going?
The simple short answer is that people keep coming back. As long as people keep coming back and they're interested in what I got to say and what type of entertainment I'm doing, dude, I'm here, man, because I'm not doing this for me. it's bigger than me at this point. Like, I don't care if it's, I had a slow night one night and it was just like 2 people watching me. And all I can think about, I was 2 things I was thinking about. One, damn, where's everybody at? 2 is, you know, those people could be watching any streamer.
Yeah.
They could be spending time with their family or
Mhm.
doing something else, but they're here with me right now, watching me. That we ain't really even having, I'm having a conversation at them.
Yeah.
Really, it's not even like a
Back and forth. Yeah.
But I know that they're there. Like, I see my homie. I'm like, man. Sometimes I'll joke on myself, and I'll be like, yeah, I know ain't nobody watching me. That's fine. Even though it's like 2 or 3 people, ain't nobody watching me.
Here.
They probably got me on in the room.
I'm here.
Yeah. And my boy, he'll hit me up. He's like, dog, I'm still here rocking with you. And I'm like that. He don't even know, but that, like, it hits.
That's
me
awesome.
Here.
Hell yeah.
It hits me here, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, man.
I got you, DJ.
Yeah.
It's just be a DJ.
Yeah, you got to be appreciative of the people that do take the time. Because, I mean, I've said it and I've seen you say it. Hey, man, appreciate you coming by and shit. Like, because they could be doing anything else and whatever. And they taking the time, to, even if they're scrolling through the stream and they drop a like. I used to hate it. And I'm just being honest. Where people just drop a like and don't say shit. I'm like, man, you drop. But at the same time, like, they could have not done that.
Yeah.
And
they could be making their rounds.
Yeah,
I get that too.
Exactly. And like, I learned, instead of being like, hey, why don't you come to my show? You're like, I go in yours. And like, you step back and just be appreciative of them doing it, because that still helps the algorithm to a certain extent. It's better that they did than they didn't.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that's cool that you say that, because, there's days that, there not be as many people as we want in there, and it is what it is. Yeah. But you still make the best of it, and you still do it. You don't falter or change because there's 100 or 2 people watching you. I think I've watched you enough to say that I can generally say that you have the same energy and the focus and motivation while you're streaming if there's a lot of people or no people watching you, man. And that's I commend that, dude, because
thank you.
I've seen people play like this. Somebody comes in, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, man, we just got like 10 dubs right now and shit. Like, it just they now somebody's watching. Like, now, like, oh, let me turn it up. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I'm like you too. Like, I'm bullshitting and laughing, and I make myself laugh, or people's like, I'm genuinely like, I've talked to people about this, and I'm pretty sure you can relate. We're like a show. To a certain extent, we're a show. So if somebody comes in for 5 minutes, it's like there's channel surfing, and they watch, oh, that was my fucking Hulki Boy. That shit was great. And then they go on their way. Hey, man, have a great day. And that's it. So I feel like I see people always looking at the chat and nobody's there. And all of a sudden, when nobody's there, they just are different.
Instead of they were like, all right, let me get situated.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Boys.
We just missed the dub, dog. I was fucking turning up, man. Like, it just... For me, like, I get it, like but the thing is that you can't be any different if somebody's watching you, not watching you, because then I feel like the energy's not there. Like, you need, like, I think your self-motivation is very important, as well as, having people, feedback as well, because you can't just sit there and wait for people to come in for you to be creating content.
Facts. And I always, it's funny you said that, because like how we were just talking about the, like, something about like starting streaming and your whole mindset about it, and like people will ask us about, like, they want to start streaming. My first thing is, when somebody's like, yo, I'm thinking about getting into streaming, the first question, I'm like, why? Like, what is your reason to start streaming?
That's a good question.
You have to think of it. It's so simple too. Why?
That's good, because you're not trying to be a dick. You're just trying to be like, hey, why do you want to do it?
Absolutely, because I'm telling you, don't waste your time. Boom, it goes right back to that. Like, if you think that XYZ, bro, you wasting your time, man.
Yeah, because I've had
it's a marathon.
I've had people that they just do it for networking. They don't care about the numbers. They don't care about the follows. They meet some cool people while they're playing games, and they stream every night because they want to. And I don't hate on it. And they never complain,
Just for networking. For what, though?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, but think about it, networking, because, like, I have nobody to play with.
Oh, I mean, but see, even that, though, like, I there's a few people who come to my stream, and they're like earlier streamers, And they're like, oh yeah, I can't find anybody to play with. I'm like, are you really looking? They have it integrated in the games now.
Yeah.
Like looking for, or they have groups and all of this stuff with like-minded individuals. Like, be honest, you just want to play. And I get it. I respect it. But if I'm co-streaming, if I'm not running open lobbies right now, it makes it really difficult to change up your plan, because you kind of have a plan in your mind when you start streaming.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and that goes back to, this was another thing. I have a lot of people like, hey, why don't you play with this person? Why'd you play? I'm like, there's certain vibes. Yeah, I mean, when I used to play Warzone online, I wasn't the best, and I had a lot of people, hey, you gotta push, you gotta rotate. I'm like, look, I'm over here laughing. I stuck somebody, I got 1 kill, and I thought it was the best thing ever. You are upset. I get it. Maybe we just can't co-stream or play together, because what I'm trying to do is entertain and have fun. If I'm not doing that, then I'm sorry, I'm not your guy to be out here catching the dubs or being serious. Like, I try my ass off, but if I suck, I suck, dog. So don't be all over me.
Have we played Warzone together?
No, we haven't.
I think we will have a good time, but I think we would. I'm like, yo, Jimmy, they horn me. Yeah. Where are you, Jimmy? Where are you? Bruh. It skips to you. You're flying that helicopter.
Bro, dude. I would say, because I know we haven't had a chance to play, but when you were playing Fortnite, I was like, I'd get down with you on Fortnite, because I feel pretty confident. I mean, any game that I've seen you play, like a shooter game, you get pretty good pretty quick. I mean, other than you playing Red Dead, other than you playing Red Dead, you play a lot of shooter games when you do, right? So I mean,
I like shooter games, man.
Yeah, so you eventually get decent at them, So you talk about the motivation, and then let's go back to this question, man. I like to ask people, because everybody has a different answer and different things going on. How do you balance your relationship with your wife, work, family? That's tough. You work full time. You're a husband. You're a father. You want to pursue this, and you don't do it just to do it, man. You're chipping away at, being successful every day. So how do you balance all that?
Absolutely. Dude, I think the best way to answer that is being like, it literally starts with the togetherness that I have with my wife. Like the team, she is like, even though you'll see her at the stream here and there, but she's a huge supporter of mine, and that, like, I couldn't do it without her. She does so much, sacrificing herself and supporting me and being there for me and our son, and doing stuff around the house. And it's like, I hear, she'll get on me every now and then.
No, yeah, but you're honest,
because I OD on whatever I'm into. I OD on it. Like softball, yeah, bro. It's just built in. When I did softball, bro, I was on co-ed, men's, church.
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here.
When I'm out here, I'm out here. And it's just like, so we have that type of communication. We'll get a little argue off because we need it. We don't argue hardly at all. But when we do, it's needed.
It's for a reason. Yeah, it's for a reason.
She was like, look, let me tell you where you messing up right quick. And I'm be like, no, I'm not. She be like, yes, you are. I'm like, you right. But look, let me explain myself. And she's like, I already know. And
but that's good though. But that's cool that you say that, man. that support at home is big, because at first when I was doing it, my wife didn't understand. And then she saw as I got more serious about it, and like I was passionate for it. She was like, all right, let's make this work. But you have to talk to me. You have to tell me what you're trying to do. And scheduling, like, because
absolutely,
I have kids, I have a family, I work full time. So, I mean, I want to pursue this full time, but it just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I have to respect them as well. And I can't just be locked up in here working on clips, doing things. I have to, I have my kids. I like them being around, and I want them to know what I'm doing. But at the same time, I don't be like, well, I'm too busy. Let me go take care of this. But having that balance is very important. And having a partner that understands is amazing, because how many guys or girls that you've heard like, oh, my family doesn't understand. They don't support me. My girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife. It's tough. Because
it is.
I think we all go through that point eventually. If you keep doing this, whatever you're doing, eventually having that feeling of, dang, finally I'm getting support at home. If you're pursuing work, being an athlete, anything in life. But when you have that support at home, it just like that, you feel like so much better. And in this,
it does, man.
It's just like anything else. And a lot of people don't have it. And I've still seen people still strive. Hey, man, my family doesn't understand, or my wife doesn't understand, but I make sure I do everything I got to do and still pursue this, you know? So, you know, shout out to everybody who, you know, who has the support, and, you know, shout out to all the people that don't, and they're still doing it, whatever it is in life, you know, because it's hard to do something alone. But when you have that person behind you, like, hey, man, good shit, man. You're like that. You're like, oh, it feels good, you know, keep going and shit, you know? So, yeah.
For sure. I feel like Kevin Durant being like, yo, my girl's the real MVP. I know he said it for like his mom and whatnot, but I feel like that. I'm like, yo, I couldn't be the streamer that I am without her. You know, there's been times I've been raging out on the game, and then my girl bring me a bowl of some, you know, chicken and rice. Said that she was like, you could use this. I'm like, how did you know?
Little hangry ass.
Yeah. Oh,
hangry,
dude. Yeah.
hangry Hulki.
Yo, facts.
So what's it called? You know, we talk about, you know, you've been doing it for almost 3 years, and you're looking at your journey and everything else. It's like starting to fall into place. Does being a full-time or being a partner of any platform, like a goal? Do you see that? Do you think about it? Do you not? Like, you know, I like to ask people that.
Yeah, for me right now where I am, it's not my goal. It's probably even before that just seems so out of reach. It doesn't even seem like it's so much obtainable for me right now in my life, at least. I think getting the respect from my peers and having people to understand what I'm trying to do and also what I'm capable of. Like, my brother came to my stream one time, and this was like last year, and he was like, he said it in the chat, he was like, yo, you're funny. I'm like, bro, you've known me all my life. I've always been funny. What are you talking about? He's like, no, you funny though. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you for realizing, you know, everybody has their niche in life. Like, that's just always been my thing. I've always been the cornball, the corny guy, the funny. And I was like, wow, I could finally utilize that in a positive way.
That's awesome.
And try to make a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
So I think that getting the respect, and it's coming too. I feel it. I mean, even since before Atlanta, like with Reef making that post about like I'm one of the funny guys or something, like that motivated me to go to Atlanta. Then I met other big time streamers. I got to meet, you know what I'm saying? I got to meet you. I get to meet Chris, like people that I'm actually close with, streamers, not just the partner streamers, but like meeting you guys meant like the world to me for like this whole streaming thing. Like, that was huge. Like, when I met you, bro, like I was on cloud 9.
Yeah, I was too, man.
I was happy. Smooth too. I was like,
I got out of the Uber. I got out of the Uber and I just saw your big ass. I just gave you a big ass hug, man. That shit was, and it was genuine as shit. I was genuinely happy to see you,
dude.
See you guys. It was so badass, man. And seeing Chrissy there, and you know, I met Nato. I didn't know who he was before, so it's that when I went to that, my mindset was like, man, that's in Atlanta. I live in El Paso. That's so far away. Like, why am I going out of my way? You know, I had to sit down and think about it, get everything arranged at home to go. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go and see what happens. Like, I'm legit going to be open-minded. I'm going to try to do stuff. I'm going to meet people. I want to see if this is something I can do or maybe relate to people. I would just like, fuck it, go. And I'm glad I went, because I got so much like positive energy from being around people I knew or looked forward to meeting, and people I didn't know, like hearing encouraging things and like, I've gone through this, and you know, it's great, you know, because all of us are trying to do this in our own different way and have different goals. But when you have somebody that you don't even know that you could relate to, like, no shit, like, it's badass, you know, this person, no, oh shit, and then now you got somebody else that you can look up to or chop it up with, or at least like, hey man, it was a pleasure meeting you, and that was it. Hey, I met Hulki Boi. He was dope as fuck. You know what I mean? That's all he has. You like having that respect of like, you know, he plays shit I don't play, but man, that guy was cool as hell. I've gone into his stream super, and like, and that goes back to what you were saying as far as the respect. I think I think that's important in any field, an aspect, like having that.
I was just thinking
that
about
little
that,
like not a cosign, but like, hey, that person's good.
It's almost like validation.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's true. No, but it's good.
Validation can be good or bad. No matter what you look at it. Like people like Eminem, for instance. I was a big M fan growing up. And I felt like his whole like venture into like rap and whatnot wasn't so much to make all the money to be super famous. I think he just wanted to like take that chance to prove to people what he was capable of. Right. And constantly remind people like, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
I'm that like that competitive nature.
Yeah.
Like I have this ability. I want to be able to put it, to the, put the energy and stuff to the right direction and show people what I'm capable of. And I think a little bit of that in streaming is what I'm more or less focused on, because the opportunities could be endless. Like I feel like that's when you get into your, I want to say get in your bag, but I want to like put that into a whole nother explanation. But like, so where you can be like the best version of you.
Definitely.
I don't know what this would like, I have a pretty established career already, but like this is something that I really love and that I really enjoy, and I want to see where it takes me. Who knows?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, because I'm the same way. Like I have, I've been in IT field for 13 years. That pays my bills, and I went to school for that, and I had shitty jobs, and now I'm making okay money, and my everything's paid for. But now this this content creation thing has been going on for 2.5 years, and I'm giddy, I'm passionate, I look forward to it, I love talking about it.
Are you giddy, my boy?
Right? And a lot of people don't understand it, but when I meet people like you and other people, like damn, like feels good knowing that I don't have to explain it to somebody, that doesn't understand, compared to somebody who understands and know what's going on, and for them to give you that nice pat on the back, like, hey, you're doing good. Like I wouldn't say it just to say it, like, and I don't want those type of people that I want to be around, because it goes back to what you were saying. You want to surround yourself with positive and honest people. And I think we've been building that, that friendship over the past year that we've known each other, because we need that for each other. We all need that for each other, because we might not get it at home or from our friends, but the people that you respect and you see doing well, and they encouraging, and vice versa, just being positive. We don't have to be in each other's streams all the time, and we don't have to be liking everything. And I think when you start talking to those type of people, those are the people you want to make sure that you have good relationships with, man. Because I don't care about the person that comes to my stream every day and I don't talk to. That's a content creator. They're just giving me the like just to like, and that's cool. But the people that I start gravitating toward and get to know and talk off stream, those are the people that are like, damn, these are my friends that I'm building relationships with. And I never thought I would have.
Lifelong. Yep.
Never thought what I would have, you know what I mean? So I like how
I can definitely relate.
Yeah, you that goes into like, so being respected and taken serious is important for you to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I don't think that it's everything, because I'm not willing to sacrifice my boundaries or to, to embarrass my family or nothing on, but I do, because there are things that like I talk to my wife about. I'm like, you cool if I mention this and stuff like that? Not just for the clout, like, fam, I'm not, I think, in today's society, clout chasing and all that stuff, it's blurred the lines of like why people do things. Like it's just weird. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Are you saying that just to get for people to feel good for you or bad for you, or like you're trying to? Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, and you can genuinely, like, I think by doing this enough time, you can kind of know who is kind of shady or genuine when it comes to this. And like, I try not to burn any bridges. I've talked to other content creators, like, man, if somebody comes into my shit, I talk shit right away. I fuck them. I'm like, and for me, I'm the opposite. Me, in my brain, I'm a business guy. So I don't need to burn any bridges or have anybody say anything just because I feel some type of way. It's not worth it to me to sit there and, go off on somebody that I don't like. I'll say it off stream and like, man, this person did this, man, F this person or whatever. But I'm not going to put it out there. Oh yeah, Jimmy's talking shit about Hulki. I heard him say this on stream. You don't want to ever get caught up in that. Then, because I don't want no streamer beef or content. Like, I have no time for that. I'm focusing.
Shocked when I see that. Like, when it's content creator beef.
Yeah, I'm like
that's weird. I'm like, how old are we, bro? Right? I can't, dude. I can't.
And all of the time, it's just like they're talking shit to each other to get people to come back and forth, and it's just like, I don't want that kind of energy.
Clout.
Yeah.
Clout.
And it's just like, oh man, toxic. You know what I mean? Oh, Jimmy was talking about Hulki Boi. Now all Hulki Boi's people in my stream, hey man, why you talking shit about Hulki? And vice versa. Hey man, why you have your people all in Jimmy's stream and shit, man? You fucking suck, dog. Go back to the gulag and shit. Like, but I just
I'm like, yo, thank y'all for the insights.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all being
right?
here. Yeah.
I just like I reflect negativity with positivity. I've had so many people like come in. I just killed you. You're a scrub. Hey man, appreciate you, man. Good playing. GG, man. I don't know what to tell you. Hey man, that was pretty cool. I thought you were gonna talk shit. Like they wanted me to project. You know, so anytime that somebody comes in, by
yourself, sometimes I get energy back. I don't mean it, but you know, I get energy back just for like if a situation happened like that, I'm like, yeah, you were probably hacking too,
right?
Yeah.
But you're being funny about it. It's not like you're genuinely like, but like people try to get the reaction out of you is like, I'm not gonna give them the time of day, man. Or I'll even say, hey man, thanks for the view, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks for the view.
Drop a like and a follow too, you B.
Right. And then like if they start talking trash, boom, just blocked. I just don't have time for the negativity. If you want to come in here and try to get a rile out of me and then you end up liking me, hey, cool. I've had so many people like, hey man, I was just trying to give you shit. You're pretty cool. Hey, cool. I appreciate it, brother. You know, or thank you for coming in or whatever. Like, I just feel like there's so much negativity out there that I'm not going to waste my time on my stream to give somebody that little like, I jumped in on the streamer's stream and I pissed him off. You know, that was it. That was this troll moment or that, you know, and then they're moving on. Like, fuck that. I'm not going to give somebody the satisfaction of knowing that they pissed me off. Yeah, but when I get on stream, man, this motherfucker came in here talking shit, man. Fuck this.
Fam, I've never blocked anybody on Facebook, but my mods, they bring the hammer out.
Hey,
like
man.
If they want to. And I'm like, yo, they can block whoever they want to block.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, you give them, that's what I'm saying. You know them enough to where like, hey, this person's not being it's not good if this person's in here. So we're just going and block them.
Yeah.
That's good. And you give them that respect. You give them that title of mod to help you with that kind of stuff, man. So
absolutely.
So like, you know, we talking about you growing up and playing with, you know, your 20 plus cousins and being competitive and keeping all your life together. Like, what is the goal as a content creator for you? Like, if you could just snap your fingers and be like, Hulki Boi, I'm doing this now. And, you know, is it like a forever thing? Is it maybe just to where the wheels fall off? Or what is like your ideal future?
I would like to be, and this, I know this is going to sound super small and stupid, but I would like to be known as being, like when somebody says my name, like it doesn't have to be a household name or nothing like that. But when somebody says my name, like, oh, the really funny dude who's really good at COD. Or like, you know, like that right there would almost kind of be enough for me right now where I am in my career. Like I would like to be as good as I am entertaining wise, like being able to like 360 spin, you know, no scope and all that, do that and then be like, oh, you know, yo, knock, knock, who's there? You know, whatever. like maybe I just like my mindset as far as like, cause I know everything else is going to come. And I mean, maybe that part will come as well, but to be in, cause everybody, like you say a big time streamer name, it's something tied to it. Like we were just talking about Doc. You said, you know, who is this crazy guy yelling, the mullet? Like everybody is known for something. Like, and it's almost like that's what they're respected as, right? It's kind of like what you're known as. It's like your title. That's you. Like I want to be in that space where it's like I can be able to be known as a competitive Call of Duty player who just vibes with the community really well, and I'm on top of it, and like my community is also involved in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we develop together where I'm getting better at COD so I can give them some type of entertainment. I can make the jokes and be the funny guy, but playing those games, man, it's something like it's a challenge like I've never gone up against. It's just I'm not good. I'm not naturally good at games. Yeah. I like how you say that too, because you know, one thing that I say in my streams is there's 3 parts to my stream, and this is just me. I break it down. It's my energy level and how I'm doing. It's how the chat's doing and how the gameplay. So if all of those are kind of doing decent, it's going to be good, you know, because if I'm playing, if I'm having a good time and playing shitty and then, you know, the stream is not feeling good, it just, all those things like I take in consideration. Like, so if my energy level is good, I'm playing decent, the chat's having fun,
it's a good stream, because
absolutely.
you can sit there and be funny and you're just dying left and right. Nobody's gonna want to stay. Like, you could only be so funny for so long. You could only be funny for so long, unless that's like your whole gimmick of you just being terrible at everything you play and people
Some
like
people
you for
make
that.
a career out of it. Shade.
But but dude, it's amazing. Like, one of the compliments I got like a while back was like, man, Jimmy, you're pretty good, but you're not that good, but you're funny. You're like Tim the Tap Man. I was like, huh. I took that as a compliment. Like I am pretty funny, but I get my times where I'm like, hey, what's up, dog? Hey, your boy's decent. But that's not all the time. You know what I mean? Your boy's decent out here.
Nice little backhanded comment.
It's like, hey, you're funny, but you suck. But you're good sometimes.
Yeah. I get that often myself.
Yeah, but it's good. It's like, hey, at least you know that my gameplay is decent to where like because I don't know. I play a lot of shooter games, and I started playing Fortnite and started getting good kills, and I play Apex and I'll play Warzone once. I'm decent at all of them, but I'm not amazing. Right. I'm not signing up for tournaments. I'm not.
See, I want to do that.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, man. That you talk about it, man. Because I've seen some of the other people. They're not that good on camera, but they start playing like the Zealander tournaments or like kill races, and they started getting follows because there's other people that like that. They want to watch that. They don't have to worry about being so entertaining, but they make little comments here and there, like, "Oh, I pushed this full," or "This is my loadout," and things like that. You can have an audience and a community based on, "Hey, man, we're just trying to get better at this game. What are the meta? What's this?" And I've seen that, and it's not my cup of tea. But
neither for me.
But people are successful. Yeah, people are successful being their own type of competitive and pushing their stream in their own way. They don't have to be funny. They're just doing work and they're testing out guns and things like that. So I'm like, damn, like, okay, I respect that. I get it.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Marv or Marvel, Mr. Marvel, something like that on Facebook. Him, Ryder, a lot of the guys, they do this like, hey, let me show you what this gun can do. And then at the end, it's like a description of the gun. I don't want to necessarily do that. I think that is an interesting method, like to do, but
that's just like a different thing that they do. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
It's a different thing that they do.
Yeah, but
it's not for me.
Yeah, but that's cool. It's like I like how people find different ways to get engagement in different ways.
Yeah,
they're not going to be funny.
Yeah,
but you're going to be out there doing a kill race, getting 10+ kills, and being funny the whole time.
Yeah, see, that right there is, to me, that's a vibe.
You know what I mean? And people will like that because of that. Yeah, people will like that because of you. You know what I mean? Because of you, man. Not only am I laughing, this guy's actually doing good.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Because like watching somebody that's good and just quiet, it's just like, you're tearing it up, but you're not funny. And like,
dude, Tim and Doc, they're good. They're good at that. They hit shots and do crazy stuff, and it's like, it's almost like the showboating type thing, but you're showboating for the crowd.
It's entertainment, dude. You're being entertained, dude. Yeah, bro. It's just like there's another level of that showmanship a lot of people don't have. They don't have. Like, sometimes I'm all just with the sound alerts and being funny. If you're like, hey, y'all saw, hey, clip that shit, let's go, baby. And then people are like having a good time. Like, and then that's the kind of the stream that I like, depending on what I'm playing, obviously. But you feed off of that.
Yes, absolutely.
You feed off of that. It's amazing, man. It's just badass. So, we talked about all the different things, going on in your life and how you're brought up and your name and, having that balance at home and the support, your thoughts on it, potentially being a full-time and everything. Now that you're doing it for like 3 years, like somebody who's in your community right now or might be listening, like what are some tips that you wish you know off the bat? Obviously we failed. And we've gone through different things. Like, what are some tips? Like, hey, don't worry about this. Worry about that. You want to do this? Do this first. Like, what would, in your opinion, some of the tips?
Some of the tips is don't be so hard on yourself. That's big, because like for dance, man, almost like everybody talks about the glory days of a dance. I can just remember just getting my ass stomped out often, and like I would literally get off the stream after being, when you like being so energetic and like entertaining, that like I would get off the stream and I would be exhausted and I would just lay in bed and talk to my girl about a game she don't know nothing about. And I'm just like, baby, I just want to be better. Like that's one of those things that I was really hard on myself about, and that I always strive to try to get better, but you will get better. Give yourself, if we can have any type of like, line from this entire interview podcast, give yourself time to get better. Like you need that. Like you can't expect that you're going to get better overnight, and don't put that pressure on yourself. Stay hungry, but don't do that to yourself.
I think that's simple and to the point, because because I mean, when you're going in, you're gung ho, you're motivated, you're happy, you're trying to do this, but it might not go your way. But like, and that goes back to what I always tell people is be honest, be realistic with your goals, and you'll gradually get better at doing it. Don't be afraid to fail. At the same time, learn that you have to pretty much always kind of keep up with what's going on. If you don't keep up with trends, and I tell people this, if you want to be successful, follow someone that you like, see what they're doing, and then tweak it to what your product is. Like I like certain streamers for different reasons. I follow one person because they're good at this. I follow one person because of that. So like when I'm watching streamers, like me in my mind is I'm learning from different people. They don't know who I am, and I don't care to. Like I'm in their chat enough to where like they're like, oh, there's Jimmy or like whatever. But like since we had that meetup in ATL, I met a lot of different people that play different games, and I get ideas from people that it's amazing to me. I had an interview with Black Phoenix. It's going to be coming out too. That his thought process of how he goes with things blew my mind. Just sitting down and talking to him or meeting people, because I never thought of that, but he gave me an idea, and he's like, well, I got the idea from this. It's not like it was my idea, and I'm like, and it's cool because that goes back to like, hey, you feed each other information and try to like, hey man, if you need help with this, or I thought of this, or it's cool. It's cool, and it's refreshing knowing that somebody's got your back, even though it wasn't your idea, but you make it your own. Like, hey, I remember you had that conversation, man. Thank you. I'm doing this because of you. I always give credit to people all the time. Like, hey, absolutely. This microphone is because one other streamer is like, hey, I heard you want to get a better stream. Don't know. Boom. I was like, oh man, well, it's USB. Another guy who was a streamer. He's like, I'll send you the box for the XLR. I'm like, bro, like you don't have to. No, man, I want to, man. And it just so awesome that people just hear and are so encouraging on what and then like I go and help them. Hey man, you need help with this? Hey, I'll make you a quick little clip. This is how you do it. Oh, that's all you have to do. Yeah, man. You just use this program and blah, blah. So we're all feeding off each other ideas and different things, man. And it's so awesome to know that, dude. And you can't just do it with anybody.
Yep. No, you can't.
Yeah, because I used to help everybody out and I stopped. Because it got to the point to where like people want me to help them do something, and I'll help them, but I'm not going to do it for you.
Yeah, and you can kind of feel it too.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Those types of people, like what you were talking about before, is community. Yeah. That's togetherness. It's like it's one hand washing the other. It's iron sharpens iron. But you will run across people who's like, oh well, how'd you do this? What did it like? Just the other day, a dude came into the chat and he was just like, "Hey man, what type of mic you got? All right, where? How do you hook that up? Where you get the wires from? Where you get
YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, is this type of mic? And he kept hitting me, like bombarding me with questions. He hit me with the hi.
Yeah,
what's going on? He just came in hot, and I was just like, "Are you a streamer?" I was like, "All right, yeah, man, join the Discord. I got a lot of more information up there if you want to, do that." But fam, it's like you thinking that you gonna like pick up these gems and I'm dropping. Like it's like your whole mental about the way you're trying to do things. I'm a big believer of balance in the world. And if you think that you're gonna like try to get over on somebody or trying to use people and it's gonna you're gonna somehow end up on top of that, it never works out.
Yeah.
It never works out.
It's crazy. I just thought of something that I saw a while back with 50 Cent. He was walking with his girl and normally, and this guy walks up with a camera in his face. Hey man, I got my mixtape and shit like that. He's like, oh, no, hey man, you're the way you're going about this is not gonna work. All right, man, well fight me. It's like, bro, the way you're going about this is not the right way. You trying to throw a mixtape at me and record me when I'm with my girl in public. You're doing this the wrong way. You are going there the wrong way. You thinking that this is okay and trying to catch clout is the wrong way. You're asking for help. This is not the right way to do it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, Hulki didn't help me, man. Fuck that guy. Are you kidding me? You come in here, don't even say what's up. ask a million questions, and you want me to drop everything that I got going on to help your ass. You know, I just like that. I stopped helping people because it got to that point to where like, all right, well, I have a Patreon where I do one-on-one sessions with people, $20 an hour if you want to do it. Oh, well, never mind. I was like, I'll sit and teach you everything you want. If you want it like that, I will sit and show you how to do everything, but you're going to pay me.
You a businessman.
No, I'm a businessman. No. Man,
I'm
all
not
the
a
knowledge.
Businessman. I'm a businessman.
I'm a businessman. Hey, but that's how my thought process. But if it's like a homeboy or a homegirl that needs,
absolutely.
No problem. But if you're going to come out of me out of nowhere and ask me shit like that, I'm going to be nice on stream. Be like, hey, man, check out YouTube. Just if you want to hit me up, you already said it. Hit my Discord up and we can talk from there.
Sure.
But
absolutely.
The time and energy that I have, I want to make sure I'm focusing on the right type of people because
absolutely
like that. Oh, I see you later. And you know what I mean? Like, all right, fine. But at the same time, I'm like,
bitch, I'm gonna remember your name next time.
Right?
I'm gonna remember you,
right? You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Said, fuck Jimmy and Hulki, man. Those motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Hey, so. You know, so I appreciate you taking the time in here, man, and to chop it up with you, man. And this won't be the last time we've talked, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And before we get out of here, man, plug yourself. Where can we find you?
Yes,
what platforms are you on? What's your schedule like?
Hey, well, look, first and foremost, let me start off by saying thank you for giving me this opportunity, Jimmy.
Oh, for sure, brother.
It's people like you and you know, a few other people in the community that don't just do this for themselves. They do it for everybody in the community. Like I was just telling you before this, man, you really, this is a great opportunity and just thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Short like that. But primarily I stream on Facebook Monday through Friday. I may miss a few days in here. But I generally try to stream 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on the weekends, it's completely random. So make sure you smash the notification bell. And I'm on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all
nice.
Hulki Boi, some way, shape, or form. And I'm working on my MySpace next. So let's get it. Let's get it, baby.
Right?
MySpace coming back.
We're coming back, man. Do they got live feeds there? We'll do that shit too. Hey, man.
MySpace 2024. Look out for me.
Hey, that's good, though. That's good. Hey, you're on all different platforms, and that's a big thing, man. For anybody listening that's trying to do this, you can't limit yourself. You can't blame the algorithm. You gotta be on every platform. If somebody else is doing it for a living and making money and they're doing it and you want to grow or you want to take that serious, you have to do that in all the different platforms. So I'm glad that you shout out all the different platforms. So I tell people all the time, why don't you have a Twitch? I don't stream on Twitch. Make a Twitch just to have a Twitch. You don't use Twitter? I have a Jimmy Dukes Gaming Twitter. I don't even use it, but once in a while, if somebody just happens to search Jimmy Dukes, that shit pops up. My website pops up. So hey, man, I'm glad that you're on the different platforms, and I look forward to more and more, and the energy that I get from you, and you know, just I appreciate you, brother. I genuinely care about you, and I love getting to know you more and more, man. And we'll see what the future holds for both of us, bro.
I love you too, man.
I
appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I gotta say it one more time. One time for the one time. My God.
Yay, yo!
I had to say it once.
Hey, that was perfect, bro. That was awesome, man. So thank you guys for listening in, man. If you guys are listening on iTunes or Spotify, the video is up on YouTube as well. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to this podcast. We greatly appreciate it, man. For me, Jimmy Dukes Gaming on all different platforms, and Hulki Boi, we appreciate you guys coming out and listening, man. Until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take care.
Yes, sir.